All right, we are live. Let's get it popping. It should pop up on Instagram in a second. Dallas, everyone, welcome back to Legal Licks Lounge. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Had an eventful day so far, and that's why I was slightly late. I'm sorry, everyone, but had to handle some business.
That's the way it should be. All right, so do you want to just dive into some of the Game 6 recaps from yesterday? There were a couple games. We can just go over them very quickly. We got to start with the largest lead in NBA playoff history with the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. What you think about that?
Yeah, that game was crazy blowout. Atlanta just can't score. We end up taking Atlanta team total under yesterday. They just can't score the ball. They couldn't score the ball ever since they took Jalen Brunson off of CJ McCollum and put him on Dyson Daniels and forced Dyson Daniels to make shots and try to score the ball and play make. It was no longer a series. They just didn't have the personnel to compete with the Knicks. They got to go out and Dyson Daniels got to work on his jump shot. He has to be able to be a 3-and-D player, or he's never going to be on a winning team in the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, this is the thing. It's good coaches usually in the playoffs, and they're going to exploit your weaknesses. And the fact that he can't do nothing on the offensive side of the ball, you can't play. You can't play in the playoffs because teams just going to hunt that. Just like, as we're going to talk about later, how teams just haunted Jamal Murray in this playoff series. McDaniels hunted him, Shannon hunted him. You hunt teams' weaknesses, and you can't win when you got to play a player like Dyson Daniels in the playoffs until he works on his game.
Yeah, it definitely was a tough watch. There was one time when I clicked on to look over, and I'm like, you're up by 50, and it's not even halftime yet. So it was like there was genuinely no hope. But my question for you, do you think in those moments that when they go into the locker room, there is someone who's like, guys, it's not over yet, and just lock in? Do you think that they actually think they could come back?
I mean, that was ridiculous yesterday. You had to, it was like one of those situations where you got to refresh it and like, is this score correct? Like, is this real? Like 72 to 52? I mean, my bad, 72 to 22. That can't be real. That didn't seem real at
30
all.
something to 80 something.
Yeah, it's like that's ridiculous. So it's like if you, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that's one of them. Like, come on, bro. If you be like, we could come back, your whole team gonna be looking like, come on, bro.
Maybe like
giving you the side eye. That's one of them side eyes right there. Like, come on, bro. You can say that I already planned. Look, I already text my wife where we going next week. I already
text the vacation.
Vacation time, man. They played to the end though. They starters were still in the fourth quarter. Okongwu was out there. Jalen Johnson was out there. He scored 20 points still. Yeah, but I will say this: this wasn't an AL season for Atlanta. It was a bad game. It's probably the worst game they played all year. The season was kind of a W for Atlanta. Jalen Johnson played a lot better. They had the most improved player in the league. Some of their core guys started playing better. Okongwu stepped up. Also, they found out that CJ McCollum still got a lot of run in him.
Dog in him.
You traded Trae Young away. You made the playoffs. I mean, they didn't think that was going to happen. Trae Young left, and you still made the playoffs. You would think they were going to be in a total rebuild. They got something to work with now in Atlanta. I do think they need to upgrade that Dyson Daniels position. They got to add some more scoring. They definitely had a lot of trouble scoring the ball. Jalen Johnson has to work on his game this summer. This is what happens. Teams go home in these rounds, and you got to go get in the gym. I mean, that's just what it all comes down to. Players, even NBA players, people think once you make the NBA, you don't got to get in the gym and put the work in. You got to put work in to be great. So these guys got to go home, work on their game, and come back next year better.
Okay, we are trying to move quick since the first game for today starts in 30 minutes. So let's go over really quick the Celtics and 76ers. Final score 93-106.
Yeah. Sixers. I mean, I keep saying Joel Embiid. I mean, I keep saying the same thing. If Boston don't make shots, they're very beatable. They're a normal team. They don't make shots. They're not gonna change what they do. They're gonna keep shooting threes. It's so crazy. They tried to change what they do yesterday and the game before, but the thing is, Joel Embiid down there protecting the rim, and Boston don't got a rim protector. This is the key thing in this series. Boston can't protect their paint. And Philly can now with Joel, and Philly can score in the paint, and Philly making threes. It's like a lot going on in Philly right now, and this is danger zone because Philly looks like the better team. Like, if you're just watching the game and you take the team names away, take player names away, you like Philly way better than them. Joel Embiid getting whatever he want in the paint. Tyrese Maxey getting whatever he want in pick and roll, and then somebody showed up now. And he been missing for a while. Playoff P is back. Playoff P is here in the flesh, and he on that. So now it's like, when you compare these teams, who's the better team for real? Yeah, we know we got the better record, but you throw Joel Embiid, Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Kelly Oubre, and Paul George, and then you got Drummond spelling you minutes, hitting threes every now and then against what? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Derek White hasn't showed up yet. Peyton Pritchard showed up one game. The big fellas for Boston, excuse me if I say his name wrong, Quinta and Vooch. Vooch don't play a lick of defense. He a cone. Quinta can't guard Joel, so it's nothing. It don't look good for Boston. I mean, yes, they can go to Boston and hit all their threes. We know that. And they can win the game. But if they don't hit their threes, they ass going home. And mark my words, Philly might win the East. Because you going to keep letting them get Joel juiced up more and more and more. And Joel wants to beat them. I look for Joel to go crazy next game. Because he done lost to them so many times. He tired of that shit. Joel wants to beat them bad. And they can't stop him. If they double him, he make the right pass. If they don't double him, it's a layup or a dunk or free throws or a turnaround shot. And he not settling for threes no more. Let me see how many threes he took yesterday. I don't think he settled. He didn't settle at all. And Boston can't score. And it's so crazy that their coach pulled them. They were down 20 going into the fourth. And the starters didn't play another minute in the fourth quarter. Like, he just packed it up. And the bench cut the lead down to 12 points in that fourth quarter. But he didn't play those guys at all. He didn't play them at all in that fourth. So, I mean, I guess they packed it up, said we're going to go win at home. I don't know if you go win at home. You would like to think so, but I honestly would much rather the Sixers make it to the next round because I think the Sixers really have a chance to make it to the finals if they do. Like, I don't think that Boston can beat the Knicks in 7 games this year, which is crazy to say. I don't think Boston can beat this Knicks team this year. They miss Al Horford. First of all, Al Horford played excellent defense in these past years against the bigs, and he hit a lot of timely threes for Boston. But I really think that Philly has a better chance against the Knicks. I think Philly whoops the Knicks' ass, honestly, because Karl-Anthony Towns and Joel is going to treat him like Big Purr, like the real Big Purr, who they say he is sometimes. He ain't going to look like Cat. He going to look like Big Purr out there. And then, like I keep saying too, in this age of basketball, you have to play what I like to call gang-banging basketball. Philly a team full of gangsters. Edgecombe a gangster, Maxey a gangster, Embiid a gangster, Oubre a gangster, Paul George a gangster. They got a team full of gang-banging basketball players that play aggressive, in-your-face basketball, not scared of nobody. Maxey think he the best player on the floor every time he go out there. So that's what type of team that's going to win basketball games this time of year. You got to play that type of basketball. All that other stuff is cute and all, but you got to play that type of basketball. If you're not playing that type of basketball, you can't win in the playoffs, especially now, because you got to play with that aggression. It's like a few years ago when Gonzaga played Baylor in the championship game. Baylor blew Gonzaga out. Gonzaga had Jalen Suggs. They were the best team all year, but they played like more of a finesse type of basketball. I like to call it the suburban style basketball. And Baylor had Davion Mitchell, they getting all under you. They had Flagler, they had they had all guards to just get under you. What's the kid? I can't think of the other guard they had that was a killer. If y'all know in the comments, let me know. What's the other guard? He in and out the league right now. But my point is that this Philadelphia 76ers team is dangerous. I want them to get out this round. I feel like they are a more dangerous team than the Boston Celtics. The more healthy Joel gets, the scarier it gets. And I just like to see good series and good basketball. And I want to see Philly play more than I want to see Boston go shoot threes. Jared Butler is the other guard for Baylor that was a killer. They was on that. So
you're saying you think as this series is headed to Game 7 in Boston, you would rather the Sixers make it out so then they can go against the Knicks so that you can see a Cat Embiid matchup?
Yeah, I want to see Maxey. I want to see Maxey in the Garden. I want to see Maxey in the Garden go for 40. I want to see this Philly team keep playing. I don't want to see the Celtics play no more. I don't like. I'm getting kind of turned off by their style of play. This just shooting threes, and it just looks too pretty for me. I don't like. I like the hard-nosed Philadelphia basketball. I want to see them Philly fans. I want to see the Philly fans get into it. I don't want to see the Boston fans get loud. I want to see the Philly fans get loud. I want to see that Philly atmosphere. I don't want to see the Boston atmosphere this year. I'm tired of it. Let's go Philly.
Do you genuinely think that if there's, let's say, 10 games that they have to continue to play, that Joel Embiid and Paul George would stay healthy for all of that and continue to dominate? Because it's always a coin flip.
That's the only thing with it. But I mean, Tatum hurt. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everybody hurt. So I mean, I would rather see Philly, and I just hope that they stay healthy because that's what I want to see, man. I want to see Philly. I want to see Philly go to the next round.
Okay. One more game from yesterday. We have the Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Final score was 98-110. You called it with the Chicago Kid.
Yeah, this game was crazy. The atmosphere in Minnesota. I said on the show yesterday, I said Minnesota gonna win. They have to win Game 6. They had to win Game 6. If they was gonna win, they had to win Game 6. They went back to Denver. It was gonna be over with. Minnesota showed a lot of grit, a lot of grind. They played well, played together, and everything Jaden McDaniels said came true. But we're gonna give props to my guy T. Shannon here on this show because I've been saying it for about a week and a half. That's who had to play, and he went out there, started his first career playoff start, and he destroyed these people. I mean, he was just a blur. Like, he got the ball in transition, and it was a layup every single time. Right downhill. Nothing you can do about it. Even on the defensive end, his speed, he just brought so much energy to the team. Getting to loose balls when they was tipped away, anything. It's like, and down the stretch of the game, they just hunted Jamal Murray. But look at this, full speed ahead. I named everybody yesterday. I say Denver don't got nobody that guard. I don't say Jamal Murray can't guard him. Tim Hardaway can't guard him. Braun can't guard him. Aaron Gordon was the only person that had a chance, but he was too slow. I'm like, they ain't got nobody to guard him. It was over with. Terrence Shannon was out there hooping, and he should have been playing. I don't know why he hasn't been playing. I think they unlocked their new character, though. So I do think Terrence Shannon is here to stay. I mean, I just never understood why he wasn't part of the rotation in general. When they drafted him, I thought he was a lottery pick. It was other things going on, so he wasn't a lottery pick. But I thought he was the best player in the draft last year, besides, of course, Cooper Flagg, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Well, 2 years ago. He was the best player in the draft 2 years ago, I think. Because I'm trying to think who else was in that draft class, but I was going to take him. The Chicago kids are different for sure. His 20 points was plus 1,100. If you took that for 20, I told everybody as soon as his prop pops up, take it over. It wasn't on there because they kind of knew Io wasn't going to play, so they didn't want to give away a 6.5 Terrence Shannon prop. If Io played, he was still going to get the shit. They knew he had to play. You look down the roster, he had to play. And he is here to stay. He's a good player. and he's not a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's not a kid at all. He's 25 years old. But also, we got to shout out Jaden McDaniels, 32 points, 10 rebounds, double-double. Locked up Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had 12 points yesterday in a closeout game. He left his guy Joker hanging. And Jaden McDaniels, the truth, too. We can't get into everything I want to get into, but we're going to get into it a little bit later. But Jaden McDaniels said could none of them people guard him, and he showed you that them people could not guard him. I love somebody that's going to talk and then back it up. That was amazing to see. Shout out to the T-Wolves. I want them to get healthy because I like to see them against the Spurs in the next round healthy. I don't think that they can beat the Spurs without Anthony Edwards. I guess we do got enough time for me to go into a little bit. Boom. They can't beat the Spurs without Anthony Edwards, but with Anthony Edwards, they match up pretty well. I think Rudy Gobert can do some things to kind of sway Wemby a little bit. But Jaden McDaniels in this matchup, he was Superman. In this next matchup, he ain't gonna be Superman because the Spurs got some wing defenders for your ass. Denver ain't got no wing defenders, and the Spurs do. So this Minnesota team really can't score. How they was take it with a grain of salt. What y'all saw in this series, how well they were scoring. Denver just don't play a lick of defense. They finna go against the San Antonio team with guards that get in you, full court press you, pressure defense. And it's harder to score. It's a lot harder to score than you got Wemby back there. I ain't even mentioning Wemby yet, but you got the guards that's going to really press you. Look at this. Jamal Murray, duck. He the duck. You know what I'm saying? That's all. They was just chasing the duck all last night. Every time Jamal Murray was guarding somebody, he the duck. That's what a coach tell you. His ass is the duck. We going at him. Pass the ball around. Whoever he guarding, that's who take the shot. Simple as that, and we living with it. That's what the offense was yesterday, and they got the W.
And they got the dub. So when you were talking about Terrence Shannon Jr., and you said that you would have taken him in the draft, he was the 27th pick. So I went back to look at who were some of the other people above him, but you're saying you think he's stronger than majority of these people, basically.
Yeah, who was? Give me the top 10 in that pick. I'll tell you everybody I would have took above him.
The number one pick, he was from France, so I might butcher his name. Zachary Rissicher.
I was taking Terrence Shannon above him. Come on.
And then Alex Sarr.
Taking Terrence Shannon above him.
Reed Shepherd.
Taking Terrence Shannon above him.
Stephon Castle.
Maybe not.
Performing well. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe not.
Ron Holland.
That was the rookie of the year. My bad. That draft was ass, Maya. So Castle was the rookie of the year. But who was the next one after Castle?
Ron Holland.
I would have Terrence Shannon above him.
Somebody said Castle should have been number one in that draft. That's fact.
Yeah.
This is another French name. T. Jane Salouan.
Terrence Shannon above him.
He plays on the Charlotte Hornets, if you're not familiar.
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan.
Just because the size, you ain't wrong for taking him, but
okay. Rob Dillingham. Rob is a bucket.
Terrence Shannon above him.
But Rob is a bucket, though. We have to give him his props.
Yeah, Rob is solid, but Terrence Shannon a grown man.
Okay.
Terrence Shannon was NBA ready from day one. Terrence Shannon was NBA ready from day one. 25-year-old strong bull. That's just what it was.
The last two, number 9 was Zach Edey, number 10, Cody Williams.
You could make a claim for Zach Edey because of size, but basically Shannon should have been a lottery pick. He had some other stuff going on, and that's why he wasn't. He was the best player in college that year, and Illinois probably should have went a little bit further if it wasn't for all that extra stuff. But cool, we can move on.
Okay. And let's see. We can go into tonight's playoff games. First one up is Detroit Pistons, Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
With potentially no Tobias Harris, he's listed as a game time decision with an ankle injury.
Yeah, Tobias a bet. He gonna go out there. He ain't gonna leave them guys hanging. He's gonna do it that game, and he's been doing a lot for them. This game is going to be pretty interesting. No Franz no Franz again.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big. They need Franz pretty bad, honestly. Paolo went crazy last game. So did Cade. They both went off. I think for the Magic to be able to pull off this win as an underdog, they have to get bench production from Anthony Black. He played really well last game. Most of the year he actually started because Jalen Suggs was hurt, and he was solid a lot of the time. They will need that production from him. He's another ball handler. He can also shoot the three. He can kind of score at all three levels. Not elite at all three levels, but good enough at all three levels. I think them being in Orlando does make a difference. Detroit, somebody going to have to step up. I don't know who it is. I can figure out who it is for Orlando at least. I think Orlando has enough to get it done. I don't think this game is as high scoring as the other one, where Paolo had 45 and K had 45. I think this is more of a grinded out game. I don't think Detroit's shots will fall as much in Orlando as well. But I think Anthony Black is the X factor in this one. Of course, Wendell Carter is a big piece too, just holding Durant down like he's been doing. But Durant hasn't been able to do nothing all series. I don't think he's magically going to do something tonight. If that type of stuff does happen, if people can get involved, I do think Detroit can win. But I'm kind of leaning Orlando. I wish they had Franz. That's the only thing stopping me from pulling my trigger on actually betting Orlando tonight, because no Franz again. I feel like he's such a key part for them. Those minutes when Paolo not on the floor or Bane not on the floor, Franz kind of holds all the weight on both sides of the ball. He was guarding Cade pretty well. He was a big body. They had him on Cade. I also think that Jamal Cain, even though he only played 24 minutes, if he can give you 10 points tonight, the Magic win, because that's the guy that the Pistons are going to be like, we want him to beat us. Jamal Cain. They're going to be like, we want him to beat us. If he can hit those corner threes, it's going to be wide open, get those couple offensive rebounds that he usually gets, those energy minutes. He's at home. You know what I'm saying? Role players do play better at the crib. So we're going to see. This is going to be pretty good game here. I lean towards the under. But yeah, this is going to be a good one.
We always love when you guys predict what you think is going to happen. So I'm going to read off some of the comments. These are not things that Dallas specifically said or endorsed. But somebody said they got Orlando by 15 tonight. Someone else said Paolo triple-double, and they love Paolo on his assists. They said Jalen Duren is being slowed down by the hate in his heart. Whatever. I was trying to read, I'm like, what are they talking about? And then they said Pistons Magic, they would take the first half over 108.5.
Okay. That's my dog Vanda on bro. Yeah. Marquette, one of Marquette's finest. He'd say Orlando win by 15. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's one of those games I'm gonna bet live. I can tell y'all what I'm gonna look for live. If the game starts off with a lot of pace, and the total gets up to like 217, 218, 220, I'm gonna be taking the under. That's what I'm gonna be looking to do. If it doesn't start off fast, it just doesn't start off fast, and I'm gonna just wait till later tonight and bet the things I love tonight, because I got some things I do really like a lot tonight.
Okay. Well, let's move on so we can get to those things. Another game is the Cleveland Cavaliers versus Toronto Raptors. Emmanuel Quickley is still out, but then also there's no Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, no BI, no Quickley. The last game was very high scoring. It was kind of ridiculously high scoring. The total's been 219 pretty much every game. Last game it went 245. They hit a gang of threes. They had a sighting from Jamal Shead scoring the ball. He scored 18 points. He usually does nothing but pass the ball, doesn't even attempt shots. I think that the Cavaliers want to close this game out. I think they do close this game out. Like, Toronto's a very hard place to play. It's very, very hard to play there. But I think the Cavs, you got to look in the mirror. We're the better team. They out one of their lead guys. Mind you, though, RJ Barrett can go. Rob 09 can go out there and go put Toronto on his back. I think it can't just be the Scotty Barnes show just because he has Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley, guarding him. Evan Mobley played really well last game. I do think he has to play well again today in order for them to be a winner tonight. Evan Mobley was out there. He hit some threes. He played solid defense. Former defensive player of the year. There he goes, getting a steal, running the break. I do think he has to play really well for the Cavs to win. If Evan Mobley disappears, he can't space the floor, giving Donovan Mitchell and Harden just that extra floor spacing because he was 3 of 3 from the three-point line last game as well. Evan Mobley's the key for the Cavs. He got to play like this, attacking the rim, making the open shots, protecting the rim, all these type of things. But I do think the Cavs should be the better team, more experienced team, should be able to get it done. And they don't want to go back to Cleveland, even though they could. There you go, making threes. Bang. He's making that shot. The Cavs are a hard team to beat by anybody.
Mm-hmm. Someone said with no Brandon Ingram, the Cavs should be able to take care of business right now. Someone else is taking Scotty Barnes, points and assists over.
I got it.
About this?
Yeah. I like Pirtle. He could get it. I think that's one of the plays we actually sent in our group for half a unit. Let me actually see. I think I sent that to the group, half a unit on Pirtle. I sent Pirtle. Let me see. Yeah, Pirtle over 8.5 points plus assists. I actually did a quarter of a unit on that, not half a unit. So it's points plus assists over 8.5. I took that for a quarter of a unit. But the system play tonight is actually someone in this game. I'll let y'all know who it is once we get to that point. But it's gonna be the bench players that's gonna have to win the game for Toronto if they're gonna do anything. Like a Walter or a Battle or some shit like that.
Okay, there's one more game tonight in a series that you love, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Houston Rockets. No Luka, no KD. How you think it's going to go?
I think this game is going to be really good. This is the one. You know what I'm saying? This is the game for the night. The Lakers were up 3-0, and now it's 3-2. And now you're in Houston. What you going to do? I made a little rhyme. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I don't. But Austin Reeves got to show up tonight, man. Austin Reeves, I think they knew he wasn't going to be himself that first game back, especially going against a defender like the Thompson twin. He has to show up tonight. I mean, he has to show up. Rui has to show up. Marcus Smart has to show up. The supporting cast has to show up for the Lakers tonight, or they might be in trouble. Because if we get to Game 7, I don't know if KD gonna come back, and I don't know if KD even helps them if he comes back. I mean, but if I'm the coach, if KD healthy, I'll throw him out there in the Game 7. I don't care. He's a plug and play type of guy. But man, the Lakers got to win this game tonight. I think the person who has to show up is the King, though. The King got to show up. The King has to be King. Austin Reeves got to be there, but King, this your legacy on the line, brother. You don't want that. I don't care if you say, oh, he's 41 or any of that type of stuff. His legacy is already whatever it is. You don't want your name in history as the only person. You the quote-unquote one of the GOATs, top 3 GOATs in the game of basketball, but you go down that history book and you are the only person to give up a 3-0 lead in the playoffs to a team without their best player. Come on now. That can't be the history book, LeBron. You got to go put this team on your back somehow, some way. You got to do it. You got to do it, Bron. You got to score. You got to pass. You got to do everything. You got a running mate with you, Austin Reeves. He had one game to get the Kyle Webbs out, and Austin Reeves going to come play. Austin Reeves, he played game-making basketball. He's on that out of Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? He's a real scorer. So I think that he could put Sengun in a lot of sticky situations in pick and roll. It's kind of like the Jokic rule. It's the Sengun rule, too. Sengun can't move his damn feet in pick and roll. You got to hunt him in pick and roll. You got to DeAndre Ayton got to come up there and set good screen and rolls. DeAndre Ayton also has to be a capable role man. He has to finish at the rim so that Sengun can't just sell out or they can't overly hard hit. Ayton has to be effective as well, but Austin Reeves, you got to attack Sengun and pick and roll. You the one with all the shift. You can finish at the rim. You can hit the midi. You got a floater. You got to attack Sengun and pick and roll, and the Lakers can win tonight. You got to attack Sengun. Maybe get him in foul trouble. I mean, he's pretty much the key for the Rockets. I mean, you get Sengun in foul trouble, they coming with Clint Capella. Now you ain't got to play much defense on the center. Clint Capella ain't doing shit but catching the lob. He ain't got no post moves. So you get Sengun in foul trouble. I don't care if it's Bron. I don't care if it's Austin Reeves. You got to attack him. Rui has to make them open shots. Rui has to be aggressive because now that Austin Reeves is back, he's drawing Thompson. So now Thompson going to be on Reeves. Jabari's going to be on Bron, most likely. Rui, you getting somebody that's a lesser defender now. You got to go get you some buckets. You got to score 10-plus points. Really, you need 15 out of Rui. Rui's a capable scorer, 3-level scorer. He got a post game, he can finish at the rim, and he can make open threes. He got to come play. Yeah, so this game is going to be interesting. I want a game 7, though. I will be on record saying that. I do want game 7. Do I think it's going to happen?
You have said that since game 3 or game 4 that you want it to go to 7. So for the Lakers, you mentioned the importance of LeBron and Rui and Austin Reeves, but who do you think would be that X factor that's not a key player, but still, if they show up and show out, it would help push them over? It's DeAndre Ayton, he's considered a key player, not an X factor. So would it be like Marcus Smart?
It's Marcus Smart, for sure. Marcus Smart, because he's just going to give you so much energy on both sides of the ball. Marcus Smart can hit some spot-up threes as well as the energy he's going to give you on defense. That'll be lovely. Marcus Smart has to play well as well. So it got to be the whole cast for the Lakers. It can't just be a few of them. It got to be everybody. Yeah, it got to be everybody. It got to be everybody for them.
Okay. Someone said they like Jabari Smith with the threes.
Yeah, I can see Jabari hitting some threes tonight. The Lakers got to get out and run, too. So they got to get stopped so they can get out and run. The Lakers going against the Rockets half-court defense kind of been ass. They haven't scored 100 points in, I think, 3 games. 3 of the games they didn't even break 100. So it might be 4 they didn't break 100, but they got to get out and run in transition. They don't get out and run in transition, it's tough for them to score against that half-court defense of the Rockets.
My question for you, you've talked about the Lakers-Rockets series and how, the Lakers were up 3-0, and we talked before, which team do you think would blow a 3-1 lead or could come back from a 3-1 deficit? But you didn't have the same energy with the Celtics 76ers when that was 3-1 and they're coming back. It wasn't like, how does this affect Tatum or Jaylen Brown's legacy? So why is it so heavy on LeBron? Is it only because he's in the GOAT combos?
It's 3-0, not 3-1. 3-1 happened before. 3-0, 3-0. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's 4 in a row, not 3. It's a little slightly difference, but it is. I get what you're saying with that, but hey, 3-0 is crazy.
Okay, but I'm saying you haven't had the same energy for the 3-1 series that are also now tied up.
Yeah, because it's not the same. That Philly team, you added MVP back. That's a lot different. You added a real MVP back to a roster that was already playing okay basketball. That's tough. And then you're going against a Boston team that we already know is live by the 3, die by the 3. They're not making them. And then the Denver series, all the injuries. This one is the Lakers have the advantage. KD is not played. The Lakers should have the advantage right now. Y'all knew Luka wasn't coming this series. Luka wasn't never coming this series. Y'all, when it got another player back, they still don't have Kevin Durant. It's a totally different thing here.
Okay. Well, as time is ticking, the next game starts in 3 minutes. Do you want to go into your free play?
So what we're going to do from now on with the free play, we're just going to do the system plays, whatever the top system play is. On the system that we use. We do have a system that we use, and we do teach the system. The system play for today is Jamison Battle for the Toronto Raptors over 5.5 points. The system says he's going to get, let me see. The system thinks he gets 9.35. They only got him they raised him up to 6.5 now that Ingram is out. So far this series, he's played pretty well, actually. Let me get the exact numbers for you guys. I know one of the games they won in Toronto, he had about 17 and he hit, I think, 5 threes or something like that. He's a knockdown shooter. He got a funny looking form. but he can shoot the ball well. So yeah, in game 3, is that game 3? 1, 2. So in game 2, he didn't play in game 1. Okay, so in game 3, he had 14 points. He was 5 of 5 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3. In the last game that they just played in Cleveland, he had 7 points, 6 rebounds, 1 3, 3 of 5 from the field. He should have an uptake in minutes with no Ingram tonight as well. He played 18 minutes last game. The game he had 14, he played 15 minutes. The system likes it. It's not a bad play. So, yeah, that's what the system play is. Like I said, every day y'all will get the top system play on here. I'll just let y'all know what it is. And, yeah, whatever the system like. It has nothing to do with me, but that's what y'all will get.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Some of the YouTube comments are talking about the GOAT conversation. Someone said LeBron is not in the GOAT conversation because there is only one GOAT, and that is Michael Jordan. We don't have time to talk about that today, but we will talk about that tomorrow because I'm sure Dallas has a future GOAT who's going to be the best player in the world and four-peat and so many MVPs. So let's just save it. Someone else asked, did y'all coordinate the tan hats for today? Dallas wanted to be like me. I joined. And then he was like, oh, I'm gonna wear that too. So a little bit. And then as always, you guys can text Legal Licks Live to this number. Dallas, what's that package looking like?
Man, we're gonna do $200 for y'all since it's the first of the month. Anybody text Legal Licks Live to that number, you get 30 days for $200. WNBA starts next week. That's gonna be amazing. We got some plays we really like for tonight. A few max bets, and we also have a max bet in the UFC. It starts at 4 a.m. tomorrow, so we'll be sending it probably in about 30 minutes. But yeah, you're going to get 30 days for $200 instead of $500 just because you was on the show or on the live today. And it's a really good time to be a part of the package because the WNBA is something we're really good at, especially to start the year. The lines are not correct for the girls yet. I don't know why. And I think the girls are just a lot more anxious to play than the men. They're more excited for their season. It's less games. So, yeah, certain girls in certain spots, and it's been a lot of trades in the W. So it's a lot of things you can take advantage of based off of matchups.
Okay. As always, thank you guys for joining. It's 6 on the dot, so we got some games to watch. We will see you tomorrow.